What does consent look like when we're talking about sexuality? If anyone knows, they're keeping it a big secret. Because wherever we look, there's a lot of unwanted sexual attention, unwanted sexual conversation, and unwanted sexual touching. And it's not all drunk frat boys either. We're talking about the big guys at the Pentagon, men at the top of our most successful companies, teachers, and even clergy. Our culture's ignorance of how to obtain consent is pervasive through the various strata of our society, and it's been enduring over a long time with generation after generation of people who end up victimizing and really hurting other people. This happens because we don't know how to talk about consent or sexuality. When I bring up the idea of educating children about consent, the first reaction of many people is, whoa, that's an awkward subject to talk about with your kids. And what they're thinking about, of course, is intercourse. But sexuality is so much bigger than just a conversation about intercourse. Our sexuality doesn't start off with adults heading off to the bedroom. Its earliest signs are the feelings of attraction we experience as young people, just having a crush on someone. At that stage of the game, usually we're sweating whether or not we should simply hold hands. We can blame our awkwardness about sex on the fact that none of us has been taught how to ask for consent. We can do this non-verbally, like when I hold my hand out hoping that she'll put hers in mine. But eventually, like our mothers used to say, we're going to have to learn how to use our words. Without words and the ability to talk with a prospective partner before we have any sexy time, we become like those safecrackers in the old movies who rely on tactile feedback to crack the combination to a sexual safe. I touched her, she didn't slap me, so we're good, right? No, we're not. The other person may want to have you in their life that way, or they may not, but going from their lack of communication, we're really left still in the dark. Newspapers are full of stories about otherwise brilliant people who first shared their interest in someone by lunging at them at work during a business meeting. This is a good example of how we can be so smart at some things, but still woefully uninformed about unrelated matters, like knowing that the best sexual experiences are intimate in the sense that everyone feels safe with what's going on. In this sense, consent is really about equality, and equality itself is the cure for our loneliness. Unwanted sexual advances are without intimacy and are never truly satisfying for a whole person. Couldn't we just say to someone at work or school, hey, I'm interested in you and I'd like to get to know you personally. What do you say? Sure, we could do that. On a date, we could say, I was wondering if you'd be open to a kiss right now. We could say that, right? It's not so complicated. What it is respectful. And then when you get that first real date or that first kiss, you've both come together to make it happen. Asking for consent only seems complicated because we're all learning for pretty much the first time in our lives how to do this. With practice, getting a clear message about consent will become a lot easier. Consent. We can do this, but we're going to have to learn how to use our words.